happy. I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on.
I got sunshine in a bag. This is kind of just a mishmash of stuff I picked up over the last, like, probably month or so. Random places. I mean, it's not all from the pawn shop or all from the thrift store or all from vintage stock or GameStop or anything like that, but I got enough items here to make a video of it. And I actually picked up some stuff at the thrift store a couple days ago. It was actually it was late last week before the weekend. At the thrift store they actually had some stuff and it was reasonably priced, but I'll just wait and do that video. I guess it's kind of a tease on it. I'll wait and do that video here in a day or two. So anyway, we're going to get started. I probably should have organized this a little better, but I didn't, so you know how it is. What's that? Oh yeah. Some of the stuff I forgot I bought because it's been so long and I just kind of been throwing it in this bag. Thanks, cat, for jumping on my leg. Ouch! Actually got some Genesis love here. 3 Genesis games, 2 Master System games, a loose cart Genesis game, a couple of movie things, and a PlayStation 3 game. And I don't even know if that, Atari game too. So, a lot of stuff. Let's get rolling. Let's do it by age of system. So we'll start with the Atari game. Anyway, I think I got this at one of the vintage stocks when I was looking for the long box PlayStation games, which I have not given up on that. It did start to get a little bit dry. I need to go back out to the Belton one if I want to pick up like that Aerosmith game or I think it's called Bust a Move 2. And they had like one other one that I didn't have that aren't sports games. There are a couple sports games floating around at the Liberty store that if I wanted to pay $3 or $4 for just to put another game in the collection, I could do it. And who knows, I might. No shame for me. I got to keep that collection as large as possible. I haven't listened to Pantera in a while. A little Primal Concrete Sledge. I used to listen to this all the time. Especially the first 3 albums. Cowboys from Hell, Vulgar Display of Power, and Far Beyond Driven were probably my... Well, even Great Southern Trendkill was awesome, but after that, I didn't really... follow. Reinventing the Steel was okay. I mean, it had a few good songs, but it wasn't like, oh my god, after oh my god, you know, that type of deal with me. Unlike, Cowboys had a couple songs on it I really didn't care for, but Vulgar Display of Power and Far Beyond Driven are, the whole CD for me is just awesome. One of my first books I bought when I was learning to play the guitar was, the tab book for Far Beyond Driven, which is like ridiculous to even think you could learn Dimebag Darrell's style from a book, you know. I mean, it's telling you how to try to pull off harmonics and stuff that he does with no effort at all, and you know, you're trying to learn, you know, and it's like, forget it. It ain't no way. If I run across those tab books, I'll show them in a video. I think they're in a closet. I was also going to maybe do a video. I've got like 2 or 3 tubes of posters from when I was like probably 17 up through my mid-20s. Different types of posters. Movie posters, some comic book posters, and some band posters, some different things. I know I have an autographed Seven Dust poster with all the original members of Seven Dust. I don't know. If I find those sometime soon, I might try to unroll them out of the tube and get them semi-flat, and we can do a video on it. But I always have big plans that I never get to. Like, you've sat here for 3 minutes waiting for me to show you, at least 3 minutes, to show you the Atari game that I picked up. Anyway, this is a title I didn't have. I usually glance through and I'm like, yep, got it. I'm not going to buy Combat again for the 50th time. I'm not going to buy River Raid or, Chicken Crossing, But this one, I was like, oh, that's different. I don't remember ever seeing this. And I was like, well, I'll go ahead and get it. It was 99 cents, and I don't even know what it is exactly. I didn't stick it in. I should probably YouTube. I'm sure some fellow YouTuber. Hey, I'm trying to do a video. Has done gameplay on it, but it's called Stargate, and no, it's not the Kurt Russell, James Spader classic. I love that movie, Stargate, but it is called Stargate. And did you ever watch SG-1? I tried to start watching Stargate SG-1, and I just never got into it. But the movie was cool. But it was 99 cents. Like I said, I don't know. I'm assuming it's like a Defender-style game or something. The sticker on the top is a little pushed in, like where they might have had a screw hole or a clip, but for 99 cents, I'm not going to complain too much. And we were talking about, I was talking to somebody about sealed games, and I said I don't usually go in for sealed games, but I do have a couple for the Nintendo, and then I forgot that I had mentioned I have like 2 for the 3DO, but I had forgotten that I have like 6 or 8 Atari 2600 games that are still sealed, like Yar's Revenge, and I'm trying to think of. I know I have Yar's Revenge, Galaxian or something. I don't see him right offhand. Venture is one, and it looks like a millipede. That's another one. Vintage Stock for a while had somebody had a bunch of Atari games that were still sealed and stuff. They sold them up there, and they were selling for like $2 a pop, still sealed. And I was like, I'm gonna buy these. And of course, I have doubles on all those as it is. But that's all for the Atari. That only took 10 minutes. On to the next one. Now, I bought 2 Sega Master System games. This is a testament right here to why I need to update my inventory of my game collection, because I was keeping really good track of this. Like my first year and a half on YouTube, I was keeping like spot on track of everything that I had in my collection, and I have not looked at that list in probably a year or more. And what ends up happening is I forget that I have some titles, and then I'll buy it again because it's a good price, and I'm like, well, if I don't have this, I want it and it's a good price. And then I get home and find out, hey, you already have it, So anyway, I have 2 Sega Master System games. Here, let me help you out. Here she is. Hey, say hi to the camera. Okay, you sit over there. I picked up 2 of these and I have them already, so I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I guess, I don't know. Maybe I'll put them in my trade box. I always say trade box, but I haven't seen people doing trade videos lately. I thought about doing one of my own, but like I said, that was kind of a crazy nightmare for me, mailing out all those packages to everybody and trying to remember who I had sent stuff to and who I'd promised what to and everything. But the first game I picked up was $3.99, and that's Global Defense. It still has the hang tab. This one's in good shape. It might be in better shape than the one I have, but I looked in the stack over there when I got home and saw that I already have it. It does have the instructions, and it is complete like that with the disc cartridge, and it was only $3.99. I didn't buy both of these Sega Master System games at the same time either. But I went and bought this one. This one was $4.99, and I thought maybe I didn't have this one because I had 2 copies of the quote-unquote sequel. So I thought maybe I had 2 copies of it and I didn't have a copy of this. So when I picked this up and then I got home and realized I have it already as well. So now I have 2 copies of it and 2 copies of the other one. And that's Rambo First Blood Part 2, a.k.a. Akari Warriors on Sega Master System. It is complete. The cartridge is kind of worn. I'm sure the one over there is probably in better shape. It's got one of those Sega Master System posters in there, which is cool. I've got about 10 of those or so. I was going to say 20. I might have 20 in the directions. So now I have Rambo 3 and Rambo First Blood Part 2. I have 2 of each. So I didn't add anything to my game collection in that arena. And then I know where I picked this up, this next thing, because it's a loose cart thing, but it was only $2, and I decided to go ahead and get it because usually games that are based on animation, like the Warner Brothers games or the Disney games, are usually quality. But I don't know about this one. I don't ever remember playing it. But it looked cool. It was $2. So I didn't feel like I was going to any big trouble. And I figured at most I could print off some artwork and maybe get a clamshell box for it. But that is the game Desert Demolition. It's Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. You just fell off the bed. Oh, little one. Oh. She just jumped on this bag and slid off the bed. Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, I don't know if you get to play either or what the deal is, or whether you're just trying to catch a Roadrunner. But it was $2, and this was a thrift store purchase, so I was like, yeah, you know, I think I got some cheap CDs, music CDs when I was in there. I got like a live Volbeat concert CD, and then I got a couple other ones like Janis Joplin's Greatest Hits and Journey, and a couple other ones for like $3 for $1 loose discs. So I was like, I can rip those off onto my iTunes and, you know, for 30 cents. So, and then I saw that and I was like, I'll go ahead and get it. It's $2, you know. So here we are at the Genesis games. I am excited about one of these really in particular, but all 3 of them are kind of cool. One of them I've never played. This one's in one of those cardboardy boxes, which I don't really dig. And another thing is, I thought that this game was complete because it was shrink wrapped, and it looked like it had the directions, but actually it was just some kind of poster in there with it, and there is no directions with it. So I was kind of bummed a little bit about that. But anyway, it's the Genesis version Championship Pro-Am. It's basically like RC Pro-Am on the Nintendo, re-envisioned for the Genesis. The graphics are a little bit better, but it's basically the same game on the Genesis. And it was $1.99. I got this at, I'm trying to remember, I think one of the vintage stocks. Poster, I don't even know what's on this poster. Let's see. Can you see? NFL Quarterback Club 96. I'm reading through it. Justice League, Batman Forever, WrestleMania, the arcade game, Judge Dredd, Foreman for Real, Cutthroat Island, Revolution X, Frank Thomas's Big Hurt Baseball. All right. Bunch of acclaimed titles. This ain't even an acclaimed game. It's a game by Midway. I don't know what that poster ended up in there for. Here's the card. The card is in great shape, actually. The box is a little bit crushed. and it's got a registration thing in there, which I opened it up and looked under that, and no directions. I'm going to start coughing because I'm talking too fast and drying myself out. Got to cram it all in, folks. I'm like an auctioneer. Actually, one of my uncles was an auctioneer. I mean, he had an auctioneer's license. I always think that's funny, to go to an auction, listen to an auctioneer. But this next game, I know I got out at the Belton store when I bought a couple of my long box titles out there. It was $2.99, and I mainly bought it because I love the old black grid version boxes on the Genesis. But I've never really heard of this game. They wanted $2.99 for it, and it's called Zoom. I don't know what it really is. It kind of skate around squares and rapid race to the finish, dodge your wiggly pursuers before they bonk you off the grid, throw rubber balls to push them backwards, nab goodies to win. I don't know. But it's complete for $3. Drag the Waters. I haven't heard this in a long time. I got DEFCON 5 and Descent in the long box out there. I kept the receipt. Sweet. And when did I buy this? That's what I'm saying. July 27th. July 27th, folks. We're now in September. So I have been collecting this stuff for about a month. I thought I might have been fibbing, but I'm not. That's pretty crazy. $3. Now this one I am really excited. I played this one a lot as a kid, and I wanted it, but I never could find it. Back in the day, it was hard to get aftermarket if they quit carrying a game. You know, it was hard to get the game if you wanted it. I mean, because I'm talking like 94, 95, around that time, when there wasn't really a lot of internet, and there wasn't like internet selling sites and things. You know, you just had to like go to your local store and hope that they had some old copies, or you know, you had a buddy that might have it that'll trade you or sell it to you, things like that. And I ended up buying another fighting game instead of this one. It is a fighting game, but it is one of the ones I really remember, and it's on the Genesis. I paid $4.99 for it, but it's complete, so I was excited about that. And that is the original Fatal Fury. When I say the original, I don't know if there was more than one Fatal Fury, because I think there was a second one at least, but I never really followed it after that. But it is complete, and to find a complete box copy for $5 out and about was a pretty good deal for me. One thing though, the cover had pulled loose from the instruction book. So we actually have one of those staplers to do booklets and stuff at my job. So I put a couple of extra staples on the spine to hold the cover on. You know, this is just staying in my collection. It's not, you know, gonna get sold or anything. If it was, you know, I might disclose that if somebody was picky or whatever. But I've never sold stuff online, you know. It's just one of those things where I've traded stuff in and things like that, but I've never sold anything. So, all right, we're almost done. We got a couple of movies, and we got one game I picked up at the pawn shop. And to stick with my theme, I was just playing this series exclusively for a while, and I just, after I beat 2 games and was about halfway through the third one, I'm like, I gotta stop for a little while. I was starting to get a carpal tunnel or something from doing the same thing over and over again. But anyway, it's funny because I just posted a video with this topic, and that's would you buy? You know, what do you think of greatest hits games versus the regular games? And I let my views be known on that. But this is a greatest hits game. But it's another GameStop special. The reason why I say that is just usually when this happens, it's because this game went through GameStop. And if I remember correct, I might have pulled a GameStop sticker off of it. But what ended up happening is it's the greatest hits case and case artwork. But inside, we have the original black disc and the original instruction booklet that's not greatest hits. And I didn't even tell you what game it is, but it's the God of War Origins, the God of War 1 and 2 that they remastered in HD. And I think I got this for like $6.99. I decided to go ahead and pick it up because I have the games on the PS2, so I was like, I really don't need this. And that's why I was just okay with getting the greatest hits, because it was cheap. And I was just like, I really don't need this because I already have them. And then when I opened it up and saw that it's the black disc versions, I was like, maybe I could find another case and just print off the black box cover art, and then it will no longer be a greatest hit. It's not technically a greatest hits, but the God of War collection, $6.99 at the pawn shop. And I actually did stick this in and look at God of War 1 and 2. I played through God of War 3, and I played through Chains of Olympus, I think. Ghost of Sparta, I think, is the one I'm like halfway through and I stopped. And then Ascension I still want to get. But I don't know. I love the God of War games, but I was just like, I gotta stop. God of War 2 for me is probably still the best. That I was totally into when I played it. I mean, God of War 1 was the original experience, but I think they changed some of the combat moves and stuff on the second game, and it just seemed more of everything, but better, you know. So I wholeheartedly endorse the God of War series, but definitely God of War 2. Stay down. I got 2 more things left, and I can leave you and deal with this little nuisance. This I found in a loose disc, you know, kind of thing, of $2 discs at the I think it was Independence vintage stock. I was looking for Sega CD games, and there's actually some movies mixed in with it. But this one was $2, and I went over and looked in their movies, and it was like $8 or $9 with the case, but without the case and just the disc, it was only $2. So I went and bought the disc for $2, and then printed off the case artwork at my job. And I think it came out looking pretty good. But I haven't watched this yet. I ripped it off onto my hard drive, and I was going to watch it, and I still haven't gotten to it. But that is Dead Space Downfall. It's about an hour and 10 minutes or so long. I got the disc for, like I said, $2, and so I have a lot of these plastic DVD cases laying around from different things, and so it was easy to kind of complete that out. This is the final thing I've been waiting on. I thought this was pretty cool. I used to watch this when I was kind of like a teenager. I think when it was out, I was probably like 14 to 18 when it was in its first run, and then I hadn't really ever thought about it until the other day. I was at Walmart, and I was picking up a few things, and I went through their movies and saw this, and it was $10 for the 7th season. Now, this is the 7th season, but you don't have to watch it. It's not like Lost where you have to watch everything. This is were complete stories, individual stories. But that is, and I would still like to pick up the other seasons because I really do have nostalgia for this. But that is the 7th season, which was the final season of the classic Tales from the Crypt. and this was $9.96 at Walmart. Vintage stock wanted $24.99 for this mother effer, brand new, and I got it at Walmart for $9.96 brand new. So I know sometimes you'd be like, I don't want to go to Walmart, but sometimes they have some of the greatest deals on like media and things like that. But a couple of these videos have Daniel Craig, James Bond, Ellen McGregor. Is it Ewan or Ellen? I don't know. Obi-Wan Kenobi is in one of the episodes. And who else did they have in one? Natasha Richardson is in one of the episodes. It seemed like a few a year they would have like people that ended up, their careers ended up taking off later on, or maybe they, had a career and they just went on there because they really liked the show. I seem to remember Arnold Schwarzenegger directing an episode of one of the episodes of Tales from the Crypt. The main one I remember, and I don't remember what the episode is called, that's what bugs me, I might have to do some searching, is this episode where this restaurant was serving human flesh to its customers, and the name of the restaurant was Farley's Flame Broiled. And I remember this guy figures it out, and he's going to go to the cops, and the cop shows up at the diner at the end of the show, and he's like there with the cook, the guy that figured it out, and he's like, officer, this guy, he's serving human flesh to people, and the officer's like, yeah, I know, but I got a taste for it, and he basically lets the guy kill the guy at the end of the episode because he likes the taste of human flesh, I guess. I can never remember the name of the episode. It sounds pretty grisly, but a lot of times the Tales from the Crypt stuff was kind of tongue-in-cheek. It was grisly, but it was also had that kind of camp or cheese kind of. They kept a little bit of levity in there. I wish I could remember the name of that episode. I don't know if it's possible that any of you remember the name of that episode and could tell me, but otherwise I'm going to have to look it up or just buy all the seasons and watch it until I find it. But I remember my cousin and I watching that when I was on summer vacation, watching that episode. And I don't know. I have good memories of it. So anyway, I'm done. Yay! We're done. Never totally done. Like I said, I got another thrift story kind of pickups video to do. And by that time, I'll probably have some more pawn shop stuff or things like that. But this is kind of a collection of about a month or so. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for coming by. Any and all new subs. Hey, look for long videos less often from me. And I'll see you next video. Thanks for coming by, folks. I always thought this part was kind of cool.